welcome to this week's edition of Wednesday's Winning Woman. And today is kind of cool because this is actually one of my favorite people for a lot of reasons. I enjoy working with her. I enjoy talking to her. I've learned a lot from her, so I'm very, very excited to have her join us. We're going to get to talk a little bit about her latest endeavor. She is the founder of Unusually Unusual. And we're going to talk about what that means. She's a board member for Exposure, so we work together there. Immediate past president for the Alliance of Channel Women. She's a board member for Channel Partners. You get where I'm going. She's the SVP. She was the SVP of what was arguably, she built a top team in the TSP space in marketing. Very, very successful. So I'm very excited to not only have a Wednesday winning woman icon, but also my friend, Amy Bailey, join us.
Brandon, I'm excited to be here.
All good, all good. And you know what? I'm gonna jump right in to the name. Okay, I'm gonna jump right in because I actually know the story, and hopefully you're okay sharing it. Because Unusually Unusual. All right off the back, that's a name that, I mean, and you're a genius in marketing, so you knew when you picked it what it was going to be. So tell us about the name first, and then tell us what you're doing.
Absolutely. So somehow Bailey Consulting just didn't really have a ring to it that I was going for. So I am a huge country music fan. Anyone who knows me knows this. There was a song by a group called Lone Star called Unusually Unusual. And the first line is, she introduced herself as Amy, said, call me Caroline for short. Yeah. And I have a friend who's always called me Caroline because of that song. And when I was coming up with a name for my company, I was thinking about doing unusual, out of the box, different events and marketing strategies and things like that. And I went, wait a minute, that song.
Yeah.
It's got to be trademarked. It's got to be copyrighted. It's got to be all the things that mean that you can't use it, right?
Right.
I went and did some digging, and it's not copyrighted, and it's not trademarked, and it's not. And I went, oh my God, it's a sign. I have to use it. So, yes, I know that the URL is really long when you have to type it in. Sorry about that. But otherwise, I think it's really fun. And I have a whole link to the song on my website and everything. It's just one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's clearly unforgettable though.
Yep.
I mean, no one's gonna hear the name of your company and go, what's that company Amy started? No, you know.
There are a lot of people who don't know how to spell Unusually Unusual. It's quite shocking how many times I have to spell it. So not sure what that says about it, but
wow. And listen, I gotta tell this for our viewers. For those of you that, if there's people watching who don't know you, they don't understand what somebody not being able to spell something means.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's a little inside joke, but that's tough. Amy does not do well with that. So take your time, guys. If you don't know, look it up.
I'm doing lots of fun event planning, anything from President's Club type, incentive travel trips to trade show booths at your local trade show that we all go to. I'm doing some event planning for a sales kickoff. I'm doing a partner conference. So lots of those kind of big events. I'll do small events as well. And then also doing some marketing strategy. So helping people figure out kind of, where we spend our MDF dollars, where's our best use of, our time and funds, things like that.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the last one because I actually said that to someone last week. I think that because of what you created at Telarus and before, and what you're doing now, you're uniquely positioned not just for the events things. I mean, we know those things, but I was thinking about it from the other perspective, from vendors or partners who are being asked who have to spend the money. To have someone like you now that they can consult with on this side to say, where is the right place to do that? How do I do that? Because we have everybody, this is not a knock against TSBs. That's just the way our industry works, right? But we have people who are, looking for a financial investment, and you have those of us that are trying to figure out, especially in this economy, where to do that. And I think it's phenomenal for people to have access to you who has industry experience on both sides and can give give an agnostic answer. So I love that you mentioned that. I was gonna ask about that aspect of it.
Yeah, I think return on investment are the three magic words for 2023. People are really wanting to see, where am I putting my money? Where is it going? What am I going to get out of it? And so, I've been consulted with from a couple of different suppliers out there who've said, hey, here's all the different TSD books that we've been given for supplier sponsorships. What do you think? Where should we spend our money? And because I was in that position for so long, I grew up in it. I know who's where. I know who, what you should spend your money in this region because this channel manager is really, really good. And you shouldn't spend your money in this region because this manager isn't going to call you back. And I know who those characters are, and I know kind of, where the bodies are buried, as they say. And I think I'm well positioned to help people kind of figure those things out for sure.
That is tremendously valuable. Valuable. Thank you for that. So let's jump right in. I mean, you've done a lot in your career. You've accomplished a lot. You've been extremely successful. So this might be hard to kind of pick one, but I want you to share with the audience one thing that an accomplishment that you're proud of, or one that you think back to and say, even though we're not supposed to celebrate ourselves, but even though I think that's wrong advice, I think you should acknowledge your accomplishments and be appreciative of them. I think it helps you in your growth. So share one that you can kind of say, like, hey, Amy did that, good job.
Yeah. I'll never be the one that says Amy did that good job. I'll help lead a team.
Well, you're Caroline anyway, so it's okay.
I've never been a solo. No, I will start starting unusual. Amy did that good job. But besides that, the thing that I would say I'm most proud of is a pivot that we made at Teleris during the pandemic, where we changed from having traditional events to doing an event called Race to the Summit. You're super familiar with that. But I think that Teleris was at the forefront of figuring out how to help suppliers stay in front of partners, how to get mind share in a really unique and creative, fun, engaging way. And I'm really proud of the work that we did. We did 3 quote unquote seasons of the kind of amazing race that we did with partners. We gave $25,000 or a Tesla. They all took the cash. Crazy.
Everyone took the cash, yeah. Although I was hoping somebody took the Tesla.
I remember being
that joy.
It made it more fun, but oh well. But yeah, I mean, the amazing race style game that we did was really about doing challenges, right? So watching a video, calling a channel manager, doing a demo, getting on Instagram and doing something silly. But all of those things kind of combined to let people engage in a way that they really needed at that time, right? People were at home, they were alone, they were feeling very isolated. And so we really created a community and a way to people to connect with each other. And I'm really proud of that.
I as well you should be, as someone who lived through it, and experienced it. And it was very interesting for me, of course, because I started like at the very beginning of everything being shut down. That was my intro, and I was like, I was in the channel, so I knew how the channel worked, and I was like, what are we gonna do now? And you came like right out of the box with that. But I'll tell you what is to me what is really like the proof is in the pudding is, and I'm not going to name anyone, but you saw how many other companies tried to come up with something, after that was out and after the success of it, because like you said, they were basically dormant during that time. So, you know what they say about imitation. So yes. I think that says a lot. We watched them do that. So I know, successful people have goals. Right. We don't fly blind. We have goals, we put plans, and then we act on them. So I'm not going to go through your whole list, but I want you to pick one that you're comfortable. Pick one of your goals for 2023 that you're comfortable sharing.
Yeah. So I'm actually I went out on a limb and decided to sign a contract with the Gaylord Texan to do a marketing summit. Wow. I realized that there's really not a place for marketers in the channel to connect with each other. And I experienced that thanks to the channel marketing group. So the Comcast, Spectrum, those guys would get together and do a marketing summit, and they would invite a couple people from each of the TSDs to get together. And we got so much out of that. We learned so much from each other. We engaged, we networked. I never thought the people at competing TSDs would be my friends. But I can honestly say that they're some of my best friends in the channel because we had these every 6 month or every year, engaging. We talked about the latest trends, trends in marketing, trends in the channel. I remember we had one panel that was like, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, how many events can we really do? You know,
Right.
how do we stop this kind of thing? And so we've really had some great engaging conversations. And I realized that other people who either aren't in the channel marketing group or partners don't have that place to go and experience that. And so I said, let's do this. Let's just go out of the bang, you know, the gates with a bang. So I decided to create this. It's March 15th through 17th at the Gaylord Texan. And we have topics from marketing artificial intelligence. We have somebody coming and talking about Jasper, which is what's writing content out there for you.
Yeah.
Canva, we're talking about social media, we're talking about Google AdWords and paid ads and engagement in those ways. We're doing PQI with Teresa Carrigal and Achieve Unite, talking about the partnering quotient index. We're doing a story brand session. So we have lots of great educational sessions. I brought in all kinds of different speakers. And I'm really excited because I think it'll be a great way for people to learn and network.
That is amazing, because you know we don't. I'll tell you, I mean, you know, I do the trade shows and the conferences and stuff like that. I'm always the lucky one, because people like you and your team make sure everything goes smoothly, and I kind of show up and, you know, and talk and eat and leave, right? Yeah. But the work, you know, behind the scenes that goes into that, to have those minds be able to get together and share and learn. That's a great idea. I'm sure it's going to be great. And listen, you could do worse than the Gaylord in Texas too. You know,
I like kind of like that venue. So yeah.
Yeah. So very nice. So you guys got that. Give me the date one more time.
March 15th to 17th.
Okay.
Gaylord. Yeah.
All right. March 15th, 17th, Gaylord Texan. That's going to be an exciting time, and that kind of dovetails into what we're going to do at the very end. But before we get to the end, I got my fun one now. Now this is where you get to look back. Okay. This is young Amy just coming into this crazy adulthood, workhood thing that we have. Advice you'd give her, if you could, what would you tell yourself?
It's a hard one. You know, I hear these conversations and people say, you know, I'd always tell myself to take more chances. And I think I was pretty good at taking chances.
Yeah, I was gonna say that wouldn't apply to you, I don't think.
I think that my advice to my younger self would be, it's okay to say no sometimes. It's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to have a life. It's okay to say, you know what, I'm not going to work all weekend. I'm going to take my kid to his Little League game. Yeah. I think I missed out on some things because I was so eager to climb the corporate ladder that sometimes I forgone, you know, went things that I would have liked to have done in my personal life. Yeah.
That is honestly, Amy, it's really good, because it's one that some of us, you know, are still struggling with. You know, a lot of people are still struggling with balance and with you know, the real important things, you know, because we are, I mean, let's face it, you don't get to be, I mean, just call it what it is. You don't get to be an icon without the ambition, the drive, the work, the hustle, right? You got to put it in. But sometimes we miss some things, especially, you know, in the channel, just because the pace of the channel is so insane, you know. So I think that'd be good advice. I think that'd be good advice to go back and tell young Amy. It's good advice for our viewers right now.
Exactly. You know, and I think that sometimes we don't realize how insane the pace of the channel is until we take a step back.
Yes.
You know, I feel like when I started, you know, right, Teleris acquired VX Suite. You know, we were a really small, you know, dozen-person company. Teleris was like a 50-person company. And I feel like I was the lobster that was put into the pot of cold water. And then it just started to boil, and it just happened so gradually that you didn't really realize for the last, you know, how many years I was really boiling. And I've had people say to me, like, you seem so much lighter. You seem so much happier. And I think to myself, like, God, what kind of a person did I come across as? Was I just so stressed out all the time? I mean, I hope not. I think I have friends that I must have been horrible, you know, but yeah, I mean, it's been a lot of fun to just kind of take a breath and do some personal reflection on some things that I've wanted to do for a while. And
yeah, so I think it's amazing. I mean, the channel does go at a pace. And you're right, we get used to it. I don't think we notice it, but when you take a step back, it is good to breathe and reassess things. and to have the the wherewithal, the skill sets, the knowledge, and the means to pull off your own thing now. At least the good thing is you won't be, you don't have to have too many long decisions about strategy and what you want to do. So it's just you. I mean, if you enjoy talking to yourself, then you can do that. But
Yeah.
I'm sure others will come into play for execution. But you're definitely at the head of this ship. I am excited. I said this in the beginning. You built an amazing team, and I know you know that, and I got the pleasure to work with them. But successful teams are intentional, and it's because of you and how you went about, how you approached that, and the environment you created for them. So I know you're onto a different thing now, but as someone who benefited for that, you did good, and I appreciated it. So thank you.
Yep.
You did well with those guys. So I want to thank you for joining me. Always good talking to you. We're in the fire together, so I enjoy that. And for those of you out there, thank you for watching another edition of Wednesday's Winning Woman. And as always, our takeaway is acknowledge, support, and promote. So I'm asking you to acknowledge Amy Bailey. If you're not already a part of her network, please go join her network, follow her posts, and support them. Respond to the posts, like the posts, share the posts, and then promote. If you and your organization, you have an opportunity to do events or to even learn about, MDF or ROI, or even if you hear about someone that knows that, be sure to promote Amy and Unusually Unusual and spell it correctly. All right. So enjoy your week. We'll see you in our next episode.
Thanks, Brandon.
And we're out. Yay.
Yeah.